Lorna, when a craving comes up, when I find I really, really want that something, what do I do? Because I know lots of people, they'll jump on YouTube videos, or they'll just sort of think that it's all too hard, and they'll just go and eat the thing that they don't want to eat. And then they feel really bad about themselves, then they get angry, and then the beat up happens. Like, how familiar is this? Probably quite familiar for far too many of you. I know when sugar was my thing and I was trying to get myself completely off sugar, I would have these days where I would have these cravings and think, oh, I just want it. And then I would literally have the whole effort thing. I'm just going to eat it anyway. So I didn't even do tapping because I'd already gone past the point of I could do tapping on this and not eat this. I was already past that. So I know exactly what it's like to have food cravings, to have something that you really want, or to have something that I'm going to refer to it as calls you from the other side of the house. I'm going to talk about that. So I know what that's like. So for me, what it was, yes, partly catching the thought beforehand, but the main thing you want to do with cravings is, what was the reason that I craved that thing, or why did that thing pop into my head? Why did I suddenly want the sugar? Why did I suddenly want the twisties? Why did I suddenly want to go and eat or have something that I knew was bad for me? I knew I didn't want to eat anymore, but the urge was there for it. So for me, for what a lot of it was doing I was stressed, I was anxious, I was doing something that was overwhelming me. I was doing things that were out of my comfort zone. So for me, a lot of my stressful eating and then those cravings things came about because of the activity that I was doing. Now, for many of you, I know this is the same as well. You're doing something, you don't want to do it, or you don't think you can do it, you feel overwhelmed by it. Something of that nature happens. So when we ingest something, whether it's the cigarettes, the alcohol, the food, what happens in the brain is these, let's face it, all these substances are chemically engineered so that you can't stop at one, and so that you do get cravings for them. The cravings in the body, the mind and the chemicals and the release that they bring, and that relief of is actually what you're craving. So never having been a smoker, so I'm not going to talk about the smoking and what pull that has on us, but I do know from the food and drink, when I would eat something that would soothe me, immediately change my state of being. So if I ate something that was sweet, I would immediately, the reward center of my brain would be triggered, and I'd go, oh yeah. But let's face it, by bite 2, maybe by bite 3, the need and the hit from that thing was gone. Because generally when we eat something, it's not the first couple of bites, we're feeling, you've changed your state, because the chemical changes, the chemical combinations in the brain have shifted. So you're already feeling better or different to what you were already feeling before. And that's the thing with cravings. It makes us feel different. The foods are engineered to make us feel different. We don't like how we're feeling. This is my soothing thing. I know this makes me feel different. So that's what we reach for. So part of the work is about figuring out what your trigger is, what pushes you there, and releasing those. So if you've been watching my videos, you know I talked about having a twisties, bit of an addiction to twisties. Actually, it wasn't even a bit of addiction. It was a total addiction to twisties. And for me, it wasn't, part of it was the flavor, but part of it was the ability to crunch, crunch, crunch. So when I figured out what the connections were and figured out what part I needed to satisfy, it was really easy to just go, yeah, no, I don't need that anymore. And so I didn't need the stuff. Anyway, today, what are you going to do when cravings hit? What are you going to do when you have this hankering for, this desire for, the fridge is calling you for? What are you going to do? So we're going to do some tapping. So just a little quick aside, my son, who I lived with for many, many years as teen, and he was an adult, I would come out of my office and I would go to the cupboard and I'd stand and open the cupboard, and the cheeky little git would say, you know the answers aren't in there. I'm like, what? He goes, the answers aren't in the cupboard, Mother. That's not where the answers are. And it was a real awareness of, stressed, anxious, bored, overwhelmed, whatever, let me go to the cupboard to see what's going to change my state. And it was a really, really interesting observation. But I didn't go to the fridge. I went to the cupboards. Good to know. So what are you going to do? So you're sitting at home, you're doing your thing, and suddenly you have this, I have to have it. I just have to have it. Where is it? I want it. I want to go eat it. I want you to think very quickly of, what was I thinking of? What am I doing that's making me not feel comfortable? So if we're talking in a comfort space, it's not going to make me feel comfortable. I want you to just stand or sit if you are and just breathe. And what I'm going to get you to do is just tap. And just breathe and just tap. Leave my glasses. Just tap. I know that you're thinking about this thing, but just, if you need to get up from what you're doing, go and do that. But just same again, breathe and just tap. Because what you're trying to actually do in the cravings, while yes, chemicals are in there, you're trying to change how you're feeling. The way you're feeling right now is not good. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't suit you. So what you're trying to do is change the feelings. So if we just stop for a couple of minutes and just breathe. And part of it is to calm you enough to see if you still want the thing. And I know it's very hard to catch yourself when you're in that, I need it and I need it now. I know. I said sugar was my best friend for a long, long time. A long time. I'm on this journey with you. I'm on this journey to, helping resolve the body size, the body shape, the whatever my body's done, because it was my best friend for so long. And just do that couple of minutes. Just tap. Don't think of anything, just tap. Don't just tap. And feel into your body. What am I feeling? What is it I'm actually feeling right now? Am I feeling overwhelmed? Am I feeling stressed? What am I feeling? Couple of minutes on that, and it literally is, what am I feeling? So at the end of that, my desire for you is that your desire for your thing has reduced. Now, if you go and make the decision that you're still going to go and eat it, or consume it, drink it, smoke it, whatever, do it from a place of, I'm making a conscious decision, this is what I want to do, versus the emotional triggers and drivers that are pushing you and are driving you to go and do that thing and to satisfy how you're feeling. But if you can do some tapping on, this is how I'm currently feeling, the intensity for the thing can often reduce. So if you've got a desire that you want to be healthier, you want to have less things in your body that don't serve and support, this is a really, really great way to do it, because you're focused on what your thought is that's driving you to that. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to see you next Thursday morning at 10 a.m. We will have a brand new topic that we are going to be dealing with for the next couple of weeks, which will lead into the next masterclass. And yeah, I just want you to have the most wonderful, wonderful of days. So much love, and I'll see you soon.